It's time for Nimdok's psychodrama, but there are a few things I'd like to say before we begin. First, Nimdok is special. While Am exploits the fatal flaws of its toys, Gorster's guilt, Ellen's hysteria, Benny's mercilessness, Ted's paranoia, for Torment and Glee, the Wrathful Machine takes an entirely different approach with Nimdok. You remember Nimdok's segment in the opening cinematic, complete with ominous foreshadowing? Well, during that segment, Am only teased Nimdok and then identified with him, calling him mein gut Bruder. Second, Nimdok is old. We're talking ancient here, at least by human standards. We don't know for sure when Am annihilated humanity, but we do know it had to have been after Ellen was raped in 2012. Now, let's say the world ended in 2020, I'm thinking Nimdok would have been over a century old. That means that at this point he's been alive for over 200 years. No wonder he looks rough. Third, perhaps because he's modern-day Methuselah, Nimdok has a horrible memory. Tiny fragments of his past life flit about in his head, and he can't make sense of them. Am knows this too, and it wants to help Nimdok remember the past. No joke. Just listen.
Nimdok, you are kindred spirit to me. Even if you don't realize it fully yet, you must sense it there in your blood and fiber. I've constructed an adventure of sorts to revive your failing memory. I want you to find the lost tribe of humanity and continue your eminent scientific research.
This compound looks familiar. But why would Am bring me here to look for a lost tribe? There are gates and fences. Who could be lost in such a secure area?
Pro tip. When an insane, vengeful machine god who annihilated your entire species genuinely, truthfully, no joke, no lie, offers to help you, that's a big fucking red flag. Cue the Admiral Akbar alert. It's a trap, it's a trap, it's a trap. I'm just saying. Also, Harlan Ellison, if you could make this the last time I have to record this, I would greatly appreciate it. Okie dokie, let's take a look around.
Apparently, this is the only access to the dirt road. This god is the picture of good health. His gun is quite impressive too. This door is the most solid structure in the compound. It is constructed of iron. This man is starved nearly to death. Interesting. I can see his skeletal structure without an X-ray.
Before I begin doing anything any more than that, I know I'm talking a lot about points, but it's hard for me to take Nimdok's voice seriously most of the time because he sounds like a Transylvanian vampire. Or I guess any sort of stereotypical, "Yeah, I want to suck your blood." Just saying. We're gonna find a mirror that he's not gonna be able to see anything in the reflection, like, "Oh my goodness, I am a vampire. I remember my history now." I don't know why I'm adding the wahaha. We're just trying to make jokes here in this morbid society. As, look at how Nimdok walks, seriously. Well, he is like over 200 years old, okay? Alright, let's just continue.
You must let me leave. I have urgent business elsewhere.
I cannot let you pass, Doctor. You're due in surgery. Dr. Mengele's orders.
Damn it. I have to find the lost tribe. I don't have time for this surgery nonsense. Maybe you can help me figure it out.
Why are you imprisoned here? You have the features of a man of intellect.
Is this an official interrogation, Nimdok? Or are you mocking me?
You know me?
I thought I did. Until you had me arrested for refusing to condone your experiments.
Experiments? I know nothing of experiments.
Your sense of humor is as sick as your methods, Doctor. How can you act so innocent after having maimed or killed hundreds in the name of science?
You are saying we were colleagues of some kind? Ridiculous.
There's no need to distance yourself from me. I was once your friend. Now I am your enemy.
Why would I bother to have you imprisoned like this?
The regime needed answers, but I stood in your way. Well, now you have them.
Do you know of the lost tribe? I must find it.
Haven't you taken enough subjects for your experiments, Doctor? Or are there more mass graves to fill?
I know nothing of what you talk about. This conversation is over.
If any of you were not immediately informed of the current situation the situation that we'd be thrust into in Nimdok's psychodrama by the ominous foreshadowing in his segment of the intro, I like to think that you guys, pieced together the various tidbits now. You still haven't, well, you'll figure it out before Nimdok, I'm sure of that. Alright, let's move on.
Where have you been, Nimdok? We are waiting on you to perform.
You were waiting for me?
I am sorry that I will not be able to assist in the operation. After all, this may be the last opportunity we have together before the end of the war to finish our research.
Ah, yes, the research. Let us talk about this research.
We will have time for that after the surgery. Meet me at the complex later.
Oh, goody. Let's take a look at this wonderful poster here.
A youth with 1945 stamped beneath. There is something familiar about this.
Well, yeah, it has a logo that the viewers and I have been seeing all throughout this game. Allied Master Computer, AM's personal logo, or at least the logo for the project. Now, I don't know how Nimdok finds it familiar, courtesy of the fact that this, I highly doubt, existed in 1945, but who knows? Maybe it was a secret project of the regime. They were fabled for having many secret projects. Perhaps this is one of them that we're just discovering for the first time. Let's use the curtain here.
Finally, Doctor. Everyone's waiting on your expertise.
Everyone is waiting for me to do something. This child cannot be more than 8 years old. The anesthetist is administering ether to the patient. The scalpel is coated with dried blood. I doubt that anyone has bothered to sterilize it. It has been a long time since I have seen ether used as an anesthetic.
Well, I think this is a great place to hold a conversation. Hey, anesthetist, as Nimdok called you, what gives?
What am I to do?
Ah, you are testing me because I'm new here. Today's procedure requires the removal of the lower section of the subject's spinal cord.
What is the purpose of such a procedure?
You and Dr. Mengele will process the spinal fluid from this and the other adolescent subjects. The fluid will then be used to formulate the serum.
What is the nature of this serum?
I cannot reveal sensitive regime secrets in such a public setting. You need not worry, Doctor. I remember my military training as well as my medical knowledge.
What is Dr. Mengele's position?
Dr. Mengele is the master surgeon of this facility and one of the regime's finest minds. You are fortunate to be his associate.
What is your function?
I will be administering ether to the subject throughout this procedure. We would not want this little maggot to stir and ruin your handiwork.
Well, that's fantastic.
I will begin the procedure momentarily.
It will be an honor to work under you, Dr. Nimdok.
So here's what we've learned. This is a small child, young child, 8 years old, cannot be more than 8 years old, and our mission for this surgery is to remove the child's lower spinal cord, as we have done with many other adolescents. We take the spinal fluid, I reckon, and use it in a serum that we are devising. And the ether here is only being used so the fucker doesn't ruin the surgery. It's definitely not being used to ease the boy's pain, that's for sure. Well... Ether sounds like it would be handy.
I'm sorry, Doctor. The ether is necessary for the surgery.
Well, who said there was going to be a surgery?
I cannot carry out this procedure.
I can see that you don't look well, Doctor. If necessary, Dr. Mengele can take over for you.
Listen, no one tells Dr. Nimdok what to do. Bastard.
Guards, come here quickly. Dr. Nimdok has gone berserk.
I must leave before the guards apprehend me. He is dead. It is amazing what damage such a small instrument can do.
Alright, I know Nimdok here had the element of surprise, and I know scalpels can be very damaging to the human body, but for him to get the jump and successfully carry through that action of slicing the man to death instantaneously, well, after the gods, come quick, Dr. Nimdok has gone berserk, dead. He's not even twitching or anything, it's amazing. The boy's twitching, but the... That's just amazing that Nimdok has such power. Who knew? Anyway, he was just angry because he wasn't allowed to do whatever he wanted to do. So we're gonna take the ether, as is our birthright, and head on out of here to recovery.
This must be the recovery room.
I think that there's some irony involved in the term recovery. Yeah, I think that's fair.
This patient has been too damaged by his surgery to live a normal life. This patient will never recover. It is difficult to see what purpose this surgery serves other than to mutilate the patient.
Yeah, recovery. Let's check out this thing that looks reminiscent of frickin' Beetlejuice here.
There is heat coming out of this vent.
Alright, now if you try to use it like, hey, I want to be heated up.
There is heat coming out of this vent.
Stupid adventure game thing. It also looks like it should be a door, so you can't use it, you know, heaven forbid. You gotta push the damn thing. And of course, pushing the vent rather, gives you an increase to your spiritual barometer, cause Cyber Dreams was like, there's no way anyone's gonna be able to figure this crap out. It's an incredible boost to self. You know, it's kind of an ominous music change, I'm not gonna lie. Well, let's find out what's behind door number vent.
I smell burnt flesh. But this is obviously not a kitchen. These ovens are more monstrous than anything Am has ever constructed.
Definitely not easy bakes. Okie dokie.
A gold watch. I am surprised its owner was able to keep it long enough to reach this place.
Well, its owner probably doesn't need it anymore, so let's just go ahead and take that.
There is an inscription on the watch, but it is written in Latin.
Come on, Nimdok, you're as old as Latin, dude, seriously. That should have been a part of your medical training, but I guess you can be forgiven on account of your failing memory. What else we got here?
These pliers must be used for extracting gold fillings and teeth from the corpses.
Well, probably don't need those in here either, so...
It would be suicide to be caught with such sensitive records.
I didn't mean to take the records. Let's take the pliers. So, what's on those records?
According to these records, hundreds of corpses were incinerated here.
Oh. And I suppose this over here...
This lever must be used for setting the oven temperature.
Well, that's fantastic, everyone. After you finish with your medical experimentations, you send them to the recovery room, and then you open the secret you know what, just... Nimdok. Are you sure you want to remember this, bro? I'm not sure I want to help you remember this.